Peace and good morning, everyone. I'm a little late today. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for being here and thanks for waiting. I hope you can hear the birds in the background. I'll turn them off as soon as I need to. A little late today because I was having trouble with the teleprompter. I've been trying to prepare a little bit better for these. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hey, Catherine, Susie, Janet, Anne, Kristen, Chuck. A Course in Miracles lesson today, 1:30. Lord, show me your realm where love reigns supreme. And that's kind of what we're talking about today. So I've prepared a little piece. I'm going to read it for you. So is our intellect gold dust? Turn off those birds. Is our intellect gold dust? That's what Rumi says. Should we scrape them together? What, why, and how? And to what end do we do this? I want to say a little bit. If you notice in the title, I call Rumi Mevlânâ. Now, Mevlânâ is what he's commonly called among his devotees. It means our master. That's what his students called him, our master. And that's how he's often referred to in other places other than the United States, where he's popularly known as Rumi. Now, before I read you these verses from a poem titled Green Ears, I need you to understand one thing on the surface level. We're going to look at a little deeper inside of it, but I need you to understand something on the surface level, and that is the name Samarkand. Samarkand or Samar. Yeah, I think that's how I'm saying it correctly. Samarkand. It's one of the oldest inhabited cities in Central Asia, currently in Uzbekistan. It's on the trade route, the old trade route between China and Europe. And Mevlana, Rumi, he lived in Konya, Turkey. So this is sort of at one end of this Chinese route. So he knew about the Silk Route. So let's listen to this section of his poem titled Green Ears. And then I'm going to explain it to you a little bit. Your intellect is in fragments, like gold bits scattered over many matters. You must scrape them together so the royal stamp can be pressed into you. Cohere, and you'll be as lovely as Samarkand, with its central market, or Damascus. Grain by grain, collect the parts. You'll be more magnificent than a flat coin. You'll be a cup with carvings of the king around the outside. The friend will become bread. Friend has a capital F. The friend will become bread and spring water for you, a lamp and a helper, your favorite dessert, and a glass of wine. Union with that one is grace. Gather the pieces together so I can show you what is. So he ends this poem by saying, gather the pieces together so I can show you what is. You need to do the work, is what he's telling us. And he will then show you what you have found. But you need to do the gathering. We do. These verses from Rumi, they're an invitation to embark or continue on our journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Rumi knows that in our minds are fragmented with our thoughts and the music running in our head, and our attention is scattered across all sorts of various concerns and desires. And he encourages us to gather these fragments of our intellect, gather them in like little bits of gold, and to bring them together to understand our true selves, bring them into one pile, one compressed place. This process of cohering these fragments compares to the beautiful cities of Samarkand and Damascus because they were known for their centralized markets, those bustling places of life and activity where you can buy anything you need, get what you want, get what you need. Just as these cities are unified and harmonious, we can achieve our own inner harmony and clarity by bringing together our fragmented thoughts into one place. These verses, they also emphasize the importance of our personal growth, urging us to collect these parts and grow and become more than just a flat coin pressed with the royal seal, to become a beautiful, intricately carved golden cup in which the wine of the king is held, around which the images of the king is printed. Now remember, he is in his own time and place, and he refers to the divine as the king in this, but he also calls him the friend. And Rumi urges us with our connection to the higher power, the friend, meaning Allah, meaning Brahman, meaning Atman, meaning the ineffable, meaning the Tao, the oneness of being, the singleness. And when we bring ourselves into this one place, it provides us with sustenance, which you can get in the marketplace, and guidance, which you can get in the marketplace, and all the things you need you can gather in one place to be used on this journey. And when this connection's made on the inside of us, we get nourished by Rumi says, bread and water and your favorite dessert, which provides light. He says, you get a lamp, you get assistance, you get a helper, you get the divine, the Christians call it the paraclete, the Holy Spirit. You get the divine assistance that already is you, living inside you. And by embracing this connection, we can experience this sense of unity of self, not the fragmented gold dust blowing in the wind somewhere, but collected into one space. And then this gold dust, it becomes a lubricant, a grease, a helper for our own spiritual lives. This focus of the mystics of Rumi and Jesus and Lao Tzu and Chuang Tzu and the Bhagavad Gita, they're all aiming to the oneness of being. And I may sound like what used to be called a broken record. I don't know if you grew up in the realm and the time period of LPs, where if you got a scratch on your record, the needle would skip and repeat and repeat and repeat in the same place again. I repeat myself often because that's what the mystics do around the world. They say the same thing. Gather the fragments of your own self together in a singular place and find blessings beyond your imagination. They won't necessarily be material gifts. They're not in my life. When I go shopping at the marketplace in Damascus of myself, when I drink from the golden cup that I've pressed from the gold dust of my life, I don't get material gifts. I get grace. I get new understanding. I get a paradigm shift of myself. I sit inside the silence of myself and the turmoil of my life. Whenever trials and tribulations, and I got a little right now, I'm sure you do too. But how do we deal with this? We dive inside ourselves and sit inside this place of the marketplace of our soul, where everything there is to be had is in one place, no longer fragmented, but a singularity. And this singularity provides us with the grace and daily life, this peace, this understanding, this unity of self. I hope that helps a little bit to some folks today. Thanks for joining me here. Good morning, PL. I was late this morning too, so you're not alone with that. I want to talk a little bit, if you're just joining me here today, about the practice of meditation. I basically have two parts to this. The practice that I have, that I've used for more than 40 years. I have a mantra, a prayer chant that I repeat, and I repeat over and over again. I often repeat it when I'm out, say, working in the garden or out walking in the woods. I repeat this, I chant this over in my head over and over, and it's a process that brings the fragments of my thinking into a singular place, and it makes me present in the now. And that's what happens in meditation. It brings you into the now. So I have a chant, a prayer, and I write it on my breath and I bring it down into my belly and back up. And I repeat this over and over again. And when my mind wanders off, which it always does, even after 40 years, I still got to grab this thing and pull it in because the nature of the mind is to run free. And so I pull it into this one place with my chant and my breath over and over. And when my mind wanders, I come back to it. For those of you who've been practicing with me for a while, I also practice Kriya Yoga, which has more to do with breath than it does with breath and mind and attached focus. So, if you've been practicing with me for a while, maybe you were with me yesterday, and we're practicing driving our breath into our root chakra and compressing those muscles, holding there, and then riding up our spine and up to our brow energy center and then back to holding it here and then relaxing and going back down. You can repeat that process, ride your spine up and down, compress those muscles inside your I can't really say this on YouTube, but are the muscles that surround your that are on the interior of your pelvic structure. That's how I can say this. Those muscles that are on the interior of your pelvic structure, compress those muscles. Breathe in, compress, hold, drive it up with control. Right to here. You can practice that today if you wish. All right. So, where's my mask? Put this on over my earphones today. See how that works. Not great, but we'll do it anyway. All right. Hey Siri, set a timer for 8:30. All right, we'll get the timer set, everybody. Peace and love to you. I begin with my feet. Join me with and follow my breath. I'll give you a little instruction today. Eyes closed. Hands, I use this mandala, not mandala, hand shape. I can't remember the word right now, which is fine because it's not about language, my friends. And I leave that right on my lap. It's an energy place between my palms and my root chakra. Relax your feet. Relax your calves. Relax your thighs. Your butt. Your back. Your shoulders. Neck and face. Breathing in. Compress. Hold right up your spine. Relax. Hold. Inhale, repeat. Peace and love to you all. Thanks for joining me this morning. Hi, Susie. Hi, Kim. May your day be peaceful and beautiful. May the light shine inside you. May all your coal dust be gathered into one. Peace.